Hey everybody, I'm back with another skate park tour. This time I'm in Greensburg, Indiana, in the southeastern corner of the state off of I-74 at the Decatur County Park Skate Park. This is a tiny little prefab park, as you'll see in a second, so don't expect much. As is the case with a lot of prefab skate parks, the obstacles are a little bit weird, look a little dated, doesn't look as fun as some of these custom concrete parts, but that's okay. It's a place to go. So let's go check it out. I'm going to start with the south, or I guess I should say, I'm going to start with the northwestern corner of this park. Here we've got a 3-foot quarter pipe with another 3-footer that's not very wide, but this longer quarter pipe is nice and wide. It's probably about 16 feet wide or so. Gives you plenty of room to do all kinds of slide or grind tricks on the coping. The coping itself with a lot of these is set pretty far into the ramp, so it doesn't really stick out very much, meaning it's tough to pop off of, and the stalls can be a little bit unpredictable, although I have not had any issues doing axle stalls or 5.0s or slides or anything like that on them. Then we'll go over to this pyramid. Kind of a mellow pyramid with about a 1-foot tall hubba to skate on both sides. Skate it like a bump to ledge as well. Kind of shorter in terms of length, only about 3.5 feet or so of run up to it, and it's about 2 feet tall. So it's kind of a quick bump, but definitely gives you some options for all kinds of flip tricks on this pyramid. And then on the opposite side, of course, you've got about a 3-foot tall spine that's about 8 feet wide. This spine does have double coping on it, as you can see right there. Kind of mellow, so nice to skaters for sure. A BMX rider might prefer something a little bit steeper, but you do have plenty of run up to it from both ends. It could honestly be a little bit more compact in that regard. Kind of wish that the ramps were positioned a little bit closer to it, but you do have plenty of time to set up for it. Then we've got slightly taller quarter pipe. This one's about 4 feet tall, still as wide as the other ramp on the opposite side of the park, but this southwest corner of the park gives you just an option to turn around, really. Not a lot to it. And then you can see here you've got a round flat bar. Now, probably the biggest complaint with this park is the cement slab that it's on top of. Definitely has been eroded over time. Probably needs to be resurfaced with some kind of almost like a tennis court material or something like that would go a long way. But it is brushed cement, which is not ideal. Typically when you have brushed cement, it's been poured by somebody who doesn't really know anything about skate parks and why you need a smooth riding surface. So that is the downside of this park. But like I said, this flat bar is here. Probably not going to skate it, but BMX riders might like it. You can slappy onto it on both ends, or pole jam it, I should say. At its tallest, it's about 18 inches tall, and then at its lowest, it's maybe 10 inches or so. So not too difficult to get onto, but not really something that I'd be trying to skate much because of the ground itself. Then more towards the center, you've got these boxes. One is about 2 feet tall, so again, very BMX or inline friendly. And then a smaller box, which I really like a lot. It's about 12 inches tall. Perfect angle or edge to it. The only downside, it's only about 8 feet long, but it is a fun box. I really enjoyed skating it. And then of course you could skate one end of this like an out ledge. So ollieing onto this box and then skating out and grinding that edge. A little bit long in a short setup, but not too bad to skating. Then you've got more of like a contest park type concept down on the east end of this park. So you can see different quarters of different sizes. This one's about an 8-foot quarter, or an 8-foot wide quarter that is 4 feet tall, and then one that's a bit wider, about a 12-foot wide quarter that's 3 feet tall, plenty of deck on top, so you've got plenty of room to stall. And then 2 different fly box pyramid type setups. One is an A-frame, you know, very, very sharp and steep, relatively speaking, but still can, you know, get pop off of it. Not so sure how many people would want to skate the rails, because by the time you get onto it, you don't have that much room to slide. So if those were longer, they'd be better, but still skatable. And then a smaller box. This thing is only about 5 or 6 feet long, so very short in terms of grinding or sliding, but you know, good to learn on, I suppose, for some kids. And then towards the back, you've got a quarter next to a bank. The bank is 4 feet tall or so. So you could do some grind tricks off of that quarter into the bank if you feel so inclined. And then another bank ramp, about 3 feet tall, that can skate like a hip, although you do have this gap there. So kind of interesting if you're into that sort of skating. But I will say that the transition for some of these ramps does take a little bit of getting used to, especially if you're used to skating concrete parks that are... The final aspect of this skate park is the mini ramp. It's really just perfect dimensions all the way around. It's about 4 feet tall and 16 feet wide on both ends. Very good for learning how to skate a mini ramp, because it's very predictable. The transitions are ideal in terms of the radius. Really can't go wrong skating something like this. So that is definitely a positive of this park, is you've got a really reliable and consistent mini ramp to skate and get used to. So I'm sure that this park has produced some good mini ramp skaters over time. And I would be, you know, if I lived here, I would certainly be happy that my town had a good mini ramp, even if the rest of the park might not be the best. So that is a positive for sure. All right, so that does it for the Greensburg skate park here in Decatur County Park. Not too difficult to find. Just put Decatur County Park into your GPS and you'll eventually find it. It's right off of the main road. And yeah, if you're in the area and you want some place to skate, this isn't a bad option. There's also Batesville Park that's about 20 minutes down the road off of I-74 as well that you might want to check out. I have a skate park tour video of that park as well. It's brand new as of 2023, so definitely check that one out as well if you're in the area. But if you have any questions about this park, just drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I really appreciate you watching. This park channel is all about just putting information out there. That's all I want, is to just give people some details on skate parks and hopefully help them find something to skate, particularly if they're out of town or just checking out a new part of the country, or in particular the state of Indiana. So really appreciate everybody watching this, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.